It was a quiet evening in the small town of Brimstone. Emily, a young artist, had just moved into an old, creaky house at the edge of town, seeking solitude and inspiration for her paintings. She felt a strange pull towards the house, as if it had chosen her. On her first night, Emily was awakened by a faint whispering sound. She brushed it off as the wind, but the next night, the whispers grew louder, more insistent. They seemed to be coming from the shadows in the corner of her bedroom. She tried to ignore it, but sleep eluded her. The following day, Emily decided to investigate. She noticed that the shadows in her house seemed to move, almost imperceptibly, when she wasn't looking directly at them. She felt a cold shiver down her spine but dismissed it as her imagination. As the days passed, Emily became increasingly aware of the presence in her home. The whispers grew clearer, forming words she could almost understand. "Hungry, so hungry," they seemed to say. She began to feel an overwhelming sense of dread. One night, as she lay in bed, the shadows started to gather at the foot of her bed. Emily could see a shape forming, a dark, gaunt figure with hollow eyes and a mouth that stretched too wide. The figure stared at her, and the whispering turned into a growl. Hungry. Emily's heart raced. She couldn't move, paralyzed by fear. The shadow figure crept closer, its bony fingers reaching out towards her. She wanted to scream, but no sound came out. The air around her grew colder, and she felt a sharp pain in her chest, as if the shadow was draining the life from her. In a desperate attempt to save herself, Emily reached for the lamp on her bedside table and turned it on. The light flooded the room, and the shadow figure dissipated with a blood-curdling scream. Emily gasped for breath, tears streaming down her face. The next day, Emily decided she had to leave the house. She packed her belongings in a hurry, determined to escape the malevolent presence. As she drove away, she glanced in her rearview mirror and saw the shadowy figure standing in the doorway, watching her leave. Emily never returned to Brimstone. She moved to a bustling city, hoping to lose herself in the crowd. But every night, she couldn't shake the feeling that the shadows were watching her, waiting for their chance to strike again. The whispers followed her, a constant reminder that some hungers can never be sated.